Hello and welcome to Adobe Office Hours. I'm Andrew Hochradel.
I'm Nick Longo.
And this week we are doing something very special. There are some brand new updates to Behance, the place where we are right now, where you're probably watching us. Unless you're on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, come over to Behance, behance.net/Adobe Live. And we're going to be talking all about how to get back to Behance, right? We're going back to basics, but with a Behance twist. Nick, what is the show? What do we do for all the new people who are here?
If you haven't joined us already, where have you been? This is episode 164, somewhere around there.
We make up the numbers. We've been doing it for 3 years, but yes, we make every episode's made up.
And we're here every Wednesday at 1 p.m. and we're talking to you guys about all the different ways that you can level up your creative career, helping you out with all different kinds of Adobe programs, including things like Behance. And today is a great one because it's so topical. It is so talked about right now. And it feels like a resurgence of Behance.
Yep. And if you are curious, we are usually live every Wednesday at 1 p.m. This episode was recorded on Monday afternoon. What day is it? Tuesday afternoon?
Tuesday afternoon.
Tuesday afternoon, because I will be up in the studio in San Francisco. But that doesn't mean that you can't interact with us. I will be live in the chat, discord.gg/ACC. It's a very special place. And all you need to do when you get over there is go to this spot. So all you're gonna do is scroll down all the way down to the bottom, and there is Adobe Office Hours, and you are gonna go to the classroom chat. In the classroom chat right now, I will be in there hanging out, answering questions, talking. It's a voice chat channel, so we can all hang out together. Come join our Discord and hang out with me, or you can put your questions in chat. I also will be in chat.
There you go.
All right, Nick. Let's just hop right in because we have a lot to cover today and we're going to be having fun. What programs or platforms are we going to be covering today?
We're going to obviously focus around Behance, but we're going to use things like Adobe Express and maybe Illustrator, you name it, maybe even Photoshop. You never know. Showing the synergy, that's our favorite word. But it's all about Behance and this idea that what are you waiting for? Why haven't you been on there in a while? Use it to its full advantage. We have so many cool things we're going to show you that are new, that have been there for a while. It's kind of like exactly like our show, right? To elevate, get your name out there, to show off your work, right?
And have fun and find community.
Yeah.
So without further ado, let's hop into the only segment that we're doing today. Usually we do multiple segments, but today, one segment straight through. And that's because we are talking about something that is
trendworthy.
Got it. All right, so the trendworthy thing right now is the conversation happening over on Design Twitter with a lot of friends. We've got Jordan Jenkins here. We've got Dan Petty talking about it, and that is the Behance-naissance. The revolution, the Behance. It is the revolution and the renaissance of Behance. That is where we live stream. That is where you can live stream. There's a lot of stuff on Behance that you may not be aware of that we're going to show you today. So this tweet from Jordan kind of inspired this episode. Following Dan Petty's advice, I'm going to start posting more work over on Behance. And we have this awesome project here. We can see Hoodspa, Amy and Jen Hood weighing in. And let's go ahead and check this out. Omnitype, this project, really cool to see a case study. It's very flowable. That's not a word, but when we're on Behance, I think that it flows really, really well. You can adjust your spacing. This work is gorgeous, by the way.
Beautiful. Love. There's a cool vibe, and then there's those pops of colors in addition to like the black, gray, and red and white. Beautifully done. I think, again, guys, we have all of these tools in front of us. We're getting to see what incredible designers put together. This is the best influence for us to look at and go like, if you're struggling with how to present, get on there, look at a few of these people.
Yes, go follow Jordan. Them. Yes, leave a comment. And so here we can appreciate, boom, appreciated right there. I could even scroll all the way to the bottom and check it out. I can add comments. I can connect with him, ask for feedback, ideas. So a really, really cool community here to be able to post gorgeous case studies as well as interact with your community. But we are going to talk more about Behance, and I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview here. So Nick, we're going to go to the homepage. So here's the homepage of Behance. Behance. And this is a great place. It will pop up with everyone that you're following, but there is a very special place that is near and dear to our hearts, and that's right here. Today's work in progress, Adobe Live. That's us. We are live every day from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. to answer your questions, and it is like live usually. We're not live now, so I'm kind of... I don't know.
But there's always someone live.
There's always someone live.
And a history of streams to look back at, and they're all categorized as well. So,
yes.
So much good content.
Yep. We also have something here that I believe is newer, and that is today's work in progress. I can see Nick Longo, you're working on something. I follow you here on Behance, and you're working on something. Did you post a little work in progress, Nick?
I sure did.
Oh my goodness. So let's see what Nick is up to. I can click here and it is going to bring up a nice little work in progress. So this one is gorgeous. Two will stay up for 24 hours. So I can send a message about how awesome it is. I can leave some feedback. It's all right here. And if you're working on something and don't want to give away the whole project, but want feedback, you can post this and say, hey, looking for feedback. And I can send you a message, give you feedback. I can appreciate it, like it. It is all right there, which I think is really helpful. Not to have to post at the end of the project, the full case study. You can just post right there.
Can't wait.
Yes,
we all can't wait.
Add a little tag on there that's like looking for feedback, and you can scroll through, give feedback to your friends, get good feedback from the community, and it will pop up right there in the today work in progress. So
such a good thing to remember, and you could do that on mobile too. So if you have the Behance app on your phone, guys, this is a great spot where you can just throw in those work in progress. Like Andrew said, you don't have to wait till you're done with the whole entire case study.
Yep, absolutely. So,
always great.
Nick, let's just talk about overview of Behance, what it is, what's kind of on this page. Where do we go first? There's so much to do here.
I think there's almost too much, correct? Like, I mean, you start with your top kind of interface there, the For You, the Discover, the Hire, the Assets, and the Jobs. I mean, like that's pretty much how you're going to specify where you're going to go first, right?
Yep, totally. So let's just scroll through these. For You is all curated for you. These are artists that I either like or maybe are relevant to other artists that I like. Here are only the people that I am following. Some really cool work. Got Paul Tranny, Nathan Yoder, the absolute legend. One of my favorite people in the creative industry. And then I also have your subscriptions. So you have subscriptions that you can subscribe to creators, unlock exclusive content, see exclusive live streams. And if you are a creator, if you are a creative that has a profile on Behance, why not set up subscriptions? If you have assets to give away, if you're doing live streams, you can do that here and users can subscribe. You can generate a little bit of that cash money, buy some Chipotle, right here, all on Behance.
And you know, before you even test the waters with that, you can just do typical posts and offer things that you're just testing the waters with again.
Yep.
Before you go to the subscription thing.
Yes.
So it's so neat to find that there are different ways and avenues to get into all of these different things.
Yep, absolutely. So let's continue on. So Discover is going to help me find new creatives. We can see best of Behance. You can see graphic design, photography. You can find a zone that is right for you that looks interesting. You also can see featured live streams. Any live streamers that are on the platform, you can live stream directly from your profile. It is not just for posting work. You can live stream as well. So these are featured live streams of people that have been streaming on the platform. You also can go to this tab up here, Hire. If you are someone looking for a creative, you can find creatives here. You can search, you can look at availability, all the different categories, and hire someone. You also can look for jobs. Nick, everything is here. It's crazy. You can also look for jobs.
I don't think we think about this too often, do we? How incredibly jam-packed this is.
Yep. So let's see if there's anything for packaging. There we go. Nick, there's some stuff here for packaging if you'd like to see it. Westmoreland Group, working from home, product image expert. Nice. So
wouldn't you rather apply to someone who goes to the Adobe Behance site to put up their post? Doesn't that just tell you they're your people?
Yeah, right. And there is a brand new tab here, and this is the newest one. It is assets. And Nick, what is this?
This is a marketplace. This is literally Behance users doing either the subscription based or putting projects up there that are downloadable and you can purchase them.
Slurm.
Great name.
It is. So this is a font and you can see it has outlines here and then I think it stacks in with the fills. This is all honestly, like for a case study of type, this is a gorgeous case study.
Oh, wonderfully done.
So
with the different kind of things and the moods. I love it.
Right. So if I like this, all I need to do is come over here to download and check it out. I can go Slurm outline, and I can actually purchase these right here in the assets panel. I can search for illustrations, fonts, templates, vectors, all kinds of stuff right here. And if you are a creator, yes, that's right. You can upload to this and make a little bit of cash money on the side right here on Behance, which is really cool.
Totally new. I like that it's been brought here because you might be there already looking for certain inspiration or something to kind of give you a little bit of maybe a mood board, and you find something that you like and it's something purchasable to help you out. What a great spot to be.
Right? Magic. Okay. So, Nick, let's go ahead and talk about your Behance profile. So we're here on the homepage, and all you need to do is click up here on your little picture, and it will pull up your Behance profile. Nick, I'm going to go over to your screen, and let's take a look. Give us a tour of the Longo Designs Behance profile.
Okay, so far left, you've got your entire info column. And here, if you haven't been on in a while and you want to maybe take advantage of this Behance.
Yes.
Get in there, look at the profile. Adobe gives you all of these kind of like tips and tricks onto how to populate your profile as best as possible. You've got everything from your website to your location. You've got links into here, which will go further down the road later on with your portfolio. If you are hiring at the time or hireable, you have that here as well. You've got all of your web, LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever you want to apply there as well. Think of this as kind of like the more creative LinkedIn. You know what I mean? It literally is that. You can put your entire resume in here and your work history, which is wonderful to have as well. Any teams that you are on, notice we've got like the Adobe Office Hours one. You put in your bio, your website, and some of the top tools that you use here as well. The other thing is up at the top here, notice you've got all those other things that you can get into. So whatever services you have, this is something I have not done yet. Now this is really kind of cool. I didn't know this was here.
Yes, and I believe this is new.
Yes, and you can actually create a different service. So maybe you have this on your website already. You do packaging, you do illustration, and you might do social media. There's a great spot to put in your core competencies as far as what you're doing, your assets as well. This is everything. The only thing I've done, like we said earlier, I was testing the waters with before doing a subscription. I offer a free downloadable printable PDF portfolio. A lot of my students wanted that, so I put something on here, and it was neat to find out, like, how do you do this? Like, do you just make a sales sheet? You almost do like a PDF kind of like scrolling website for it, and it's in there as one, and I can see how many people have downloaded it, how many people are going to buy it. You've got your subscriber area, of course, haven't done that yet as well. Your Adobe stock, are you set up using that, or are you contributing as well? You got NFTs, live stream, mood boards. Now this is kind of fun.
Yes,
this is
I
where
love
you can
this.
Collect things. So like if I see good stuff out there, think of this as that little pin area where you can say, ooh, I'm thinking of new food things for a restaurant brand I'm doing. Here I can create any kind of collection, name them, and create mood boards for them. Appreciations as well. Anything that we have been appreciated by, or anything I have been either mentioned in, or I go back and forth to somebody else. Insights. Ooh, we can look at this. We got some statistics.
Right.
That's kind of cool.
Some stats.
And then you got drafts. So this is anything that maybe you currently have that was a draft and it's not published. Or what I've done is when you make them hidden, let's say you have a project that you don't want to share any longer, but you don't want to delete, it could go in the draft section, which is really, really cool. But the work section, I think, is your main area here where you get to really show off all of the goods.
Yes,
and I've just put them together here.
And the reason for showing off all of your projects is so that, of course, if you're a freelancer, you can get hired. And over here, you can add your availability here to get hired and get hired through Behance. And what's really, really cool is if you go to your account settings, you can connect Stripe to your Behance account and get paid straight through Behance. So you can get hired through Behance, get paid, make that cash money right here, all the way through, all included in Behance. And Nick, let's say that you don't have a website, right? And you're using Behance. How can we convert our Behance projects into a website seamlessly to send over to clients?
I believe it would be a little button here called Try Adobe Portfolio.
You have like a full-on banner pop up that's like Try Adobe Portfolio.
I was ready to like say not now, and Andrew's like, no, keep that on there because we're doing a live stream.
Yeah, we're doing a live stream.
So
do it live.
Here
do
it
it live.
is. You go right on here, and what this is going to do is it's going to use all of the projects you put into Behance. Think of those as little books and chapters. Then you go in here, and what Portfolio is going to do is allow you to put them into a really cool and unique set template that they're all here. You can go in and customize them as well. But let's just say you want to try Matthias and give that a shot and see how that would look. It's going to give you this, and if I hit use this theme, what it's going to do is it's going to populate it with my projects, and then I can go in and do a little fine tuning. This is something you can actually create and put your custom URL on. You have it free, part of your Adobe Creative Cloud, but any custom domain, that's up to you to get and link into this actual portfolio.
So let's show you what that looks like. Sorry. I was trying to find something on mine. And so I already have an Adobe Portfolio set up.
Oh, go for it.
So let's go ahead and show you my portfolio. And I haven't used this in a while. I mostly use this for, just like showing off, the workflow, because I do have a custom website. But check it out. I can do blogs, in-house work. You can really create and edit very, very easily. And you'll see when I click into any of these, like this debrief podcast branding that I did, I can scroll down and it has turned it into a website, right? So it's a project that's on my Behance, but it has converted it and turned it into a website. You can customize all kinds of stuff over here on the side. And if I wanted to, I could just come to themes and let's switch to a different one. You know, I like dark themes. So I'm going to choose, let's go ahead and do
a light one just to see the difference.
Boo. Okay. So I'm going to go right here and do a light one. And there you go. It is converted over. I have my projects over here straight from my Behance. We have all of those case studies over here as well. And then of course I could come in and play around with the different pieces that I want, the background colors. So I can go here. Oh, yes. There we go. Dark, baby. Freight Neo Pro, I actually really like that font, so we're going to keep it. I can do a background. I can change my image options. And so maybe I want that background to repeat, all of that fun stuff. And then we could even change the background color here. So if I wanted it to be red, yikes.
There you go.
You can do that and get it as dark or light as we want it. Let me just update live site. And it is going to give you that live site for you to be able to, there we go, andrewhochradel.myportfolio.com. I can visit my site and boom, 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 right there. I can share this link with whoever and then go through and find a project. And here's what it looks like in the actual layout. If I wanted to see this on Behance, I believe that project's down here. There we go. So you can see the difference here between the Behance project right here and the project that we have over here. So it's all stylized. It's got our little captions in there. So a really, really cool workflow to go back and forth to create a custom website very quickly. Like very
I really
quickly.
like having both versions. Like to me, I don't use Portfolio because I do have my website that's kind of done elsewhere, but everything I create on my website, they literally just become projects in Behance. And I do like the idea that if someone is checking out here, there's a very quick way for them to either contact me. They can see other credits and things that have come my way. They can go right in there and see my work experience. So it is quite a hub that we just want to make sure you guys are using this to your full advantage at this time. Everyone's out there either looking, maybe interested in another job, maybe currently, unfortunately, through layoffs. What a great time to refresh your Behance area.
Yep. So we're going to be creating a project for you to just show you how to lay something out. And again, if you want to post the in progress, you can do that and share your work to get feedback. But we want to show you kind of how to build a full case study. And we're going to do it using the power of live collaboration in the Adobe Express beta. If you want to get into that, you can go to new.express.adobe.com. So this is what it looks like right here. Nick and I have already shared a project. And Nick, do you want to come over to that first page?
Let's do it. Wait a minute. What's going to happen
Nick,
here?
there he is. Hey buddy. So Nick and I have live collaboration. I've invited him to this case study that we're working on. And Nick, can you explain a little bit about how you create your case studies on Behance? And I'm actually going to come to your screen. If you want to click through and kind of show how you create your case studies, that would be really helpful just to understand what we're about to do.
Okay, it's as simple as this. Whatever design application, you do it in Express, you do it in Illustrator, you can do it in InDesign. I just lay out artboards and I think of them as my scrolling one pager that you love and see everywhere. What I typically do is I just do that, and then we upload them in a one column media photo gallery, I believe, in when you're setting it up here. And what happens is, with no spacing in between them, the artboards show up and butt up to each other perfectly, so you never see any seam. And then what this is just a perfect kind of like introduction. Going through there, I put in my copy, everything else. These are all exported as PNGs from, like I said, anything you're using. And then they are just applied here, and you get this nice, beautiful, all the grid and everything stays because you've created it somewhere else. And what we're going to try to do today is kind of attempt to do something similar here and do a case study for something we have neglected to do for quite a while.
It's true.
And that is a case study for yours truly, Office Hours.
Adobe Office Hours, yes.
That's as simple as it is. So it's literally, imagine like you have these pages, you're stacking them up in one column, and we can work on these independently or in collaboration like we're going to do today. But I love this because I feel more confident in these programs to create and be able to put in all of the essence of whatever that brand is that maybe I'm trying to highlight, then upload them, stack them nicely in Behance, and you get this wonderful thing that rivals my website. Like literally, it's exactly the same.
Yep. So what we're going to do today is we are going to be collaborating at the same time here on this doc. So we have set it up, new.express.adobe.com, all kinds of great features in the Adobe Express beta, and of course the live collaboration, which is right here. And I've just created 1920 by 1080 slides, and this is going to be a title slide. We have a key art slide, and then we have some evolution slides because this show has been through a lot. And so we're going to start building this out. And Nick will be working on the key art slide, which is the second one. It'll have a little bit of copy, a little bit of information there. And Nick, even if we wanted to create a little banner, I can go up here to add, and I'm going to go to add page right here. Oh, I didn't want to do that. That is the wrong option. By page.
Amazing. Oh my God. As you're doing that, my page number literally syncs as soon as you did that.
Did it change?
Yeah, it went from 2 to 3, 3 to 4. It's amazing.
Of course it is. So I'm actually going to show you how to resize later on because it'll be easier once we already have content. But let's go ahead and start working here. So I will be working on this first page. Nick will be working on this second page. And usually you see me switch back and forth like this. It's like my screen and Nick's screen. Yeah. We don't even need to do that because we will be working live and collaborating. So I'll kind of just go back and forth on our doc and I can see what Nick's creating. So Nick, do you want to go ahead and add something to that key art, the second page right there? And I'll show you how live this is.
What are you thinking is going to go on page 1? Just so we can kind of an idea. Are we thinking the main photo?
Yeah, I think the main photo with like some of the like little art pieces and that kind of thing.
Okay, so perfect. So on the second one, page 2, what I might do is bring in maybe a secondary image of us. Maybe it's a bio of each of us with our individual picture and some copy that's going to be on there regarding what Office Hours is and a little bit of our history. Does that sound cool?
Yeah, I think that'll be fun. And so what Nick is going to be doing is he is going to be using Creative Cloud libraries. We have a shared library, and most of these things are straight out of Illustrator. And we can update these. They are linked objects. So if we update, then they will update across the board pretty much anywhere. And I might even add in some new elements to that library, and anywhere that I sync them, Nick will have them as well. You can copy and paste directly out of Illustrator. You can get started from an Illustrator file, which is really cool as well. And that's what I'm going to do as Nick starts working on the second page. I'm going to show you how we can import to the title right here. We're going to import a bunch of elements directly onto this document, which is really cool. So I have a thumbnail that we use in Photoshop. So Nick, we're going to stay on your screen for a second while I open Photoshop. Yes. I like that you're just like grabbing pictures of us. Look at us. Look at those two guys.
Look at that. All right. So I want to find, let's see. I'm trying to think of maybe, I don't want to remove the background. I'm thinking, what is the process, since you are the Express master?
Sure.
What is the process of getting masking photos into circles?
Oh, so you're going to go to crop over on the left.
Okay. Crop.
Where's the button? Linked asset. Oh, that is a linked asset, actually. Yes. I don't believe that you can crop the linked asset. Interesting. I actually didn't think about that. So I don't know if you can crop the linked asset. Interesting.
We're finding out things new every day.
We're finding out things new every day. What would I do for this? I would either upload the photo and you'd be able to crop. And again, sorry, this is in beta and we are discovering new things. And that's when it's like, these are the Adobe guys. We're on Adobe Live. They should know how to do this. Why isn't this feature here? It's in beta. So this is great feedback to take to the team and be like, hey, we need to be able to crop linked objects. And they'll be like, okay, cool, we'll work on it. It is... Or
I just remove background.
Or Nick says... and then we go right in the corners. Okay, so
I'm fine with that.
Nick's there and I am actually over here in Photoshop. So there are a bunch of different elements here in Photoshop that maybe I want to take over into Adobe Express. And so there's like this photo back here. There's a bunch of kind of different elements that I like that I want to bring over to Adobe Express. And what I can do very quickly and very easily is, that's right, just copy and paste. So let's say that I like this object right here. What I'm gonna do is I'm just going to rasterize this. So we're gonna go to rasterize right here, and then I can just select all, copy, come over to Adobe Express and paste, and check it out, it's there. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So you can copy and paste directly out of Photoshop. And Nick is gonna keep working on that, but I'm gonna show you if I wanted to work with this, thumbnail that I have right here. I forgot what it's called. If I want to work with this thumbnail right here, I can actually save this. So we're going to go ahead and save right here. And I'm going to do, sure. AP thumbnail looks great to me. And so we're going to bring this over and open it in Adobe Express. Now, there are a couple things that are going to change because, again, we're in beta. There are a couple pieces that are missing, but we're going to go to start from your content. And this is a great new, amazing, incredible, awesome feature is we can come over here and that AP thumb that we just saved, I can click on this and open it, and Adobe Express is going to convert this into an Adobe Express document. So if you have a bunch of PSDs for a case study, bring them over into Adobe Express, and they're going to give you all of those elements, all those little pieces for you to convert so that you can use them very quickly in Adobe Express. And I think what I'm going to try to do, and I'm not fully confident this is going to work, but we're going to give it a shot, is I am going to go to our document and see if I can just copy and paste over. Right? So we opened up that PSD to get all those layers, and then I'm going to go back to our regular document that Nick and I are working on, and I'm going to grab all these pieces. Let's do Control A, Control C. This is how you know it's live. And then I'm going to go to Control V, paste it in. Let's see what happens. Good luck, everybody. Oh, I don't think we got it. Okay, let's see if I can just grab this, paste it in. Okay, that worked. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab everything. I'm going to group it. And then I'm going to copy that group and see if I can paste it over here. Okay, it only pasted one layer. All right, so now we know it is going to paste one layer. That's fine. So we can grab all those things again from our PSD. And actually, most of these elements are already in a library. I just want to show you different workflows. So we're going to grab a couple of these pieces, and then I can actually upload them myself. So this photo, I think, is a good one to bring in there. And then all these little squiggles and elements are already in our library, so I can work with those later on. All right, so back to the project that Nick and I are working on together. I want this photo, obviously it was black and white in the last iterations. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to adjustments. We are going to take the brightness, actually let's take the saturation all the way down first. Let's take the highlights up, give us some good contrast, take the contrast up. Maybe the overall brightness comes up as well. Shadows can go down and get darker. That looks pretty good to me. Let's sharpen. No, let's not sharpen it. I had way too many pores. And I can change the blending mode of this. So I can change this blending mode to multiply. And then you see that now that piece right here, which I can grab my layers over here, and we can just multiply this as well so that it multiplies on top of that photo. And that is looking pretty okay to me. I am not mad about that at all.
That looks good.
All right, so Nick, what's going on over here, and how have you gotten this far already?
I'm just having some fun with kind of all of our little elements that we have here. And I brought in a line of copy that I thought would be kind of fun to throw in here. Just talking about, you don't want it like right up front. I think the slide that Andrew's working on is, think of it more as the billboard, kind of like the attention grabber, like this is introducing. We've got a fun little copy here. What I'm trying to show is like how we are covering Adobe Office Hours, right? We're on your computer. We might be on your phone. It depends on where you watch. So I'm going to go here, just go to elements, or I'm actually going to go to media here, and I'm going to find an iPhone maybe and see if there's something here like, oh, there we go. And we've even got one. This is kind of cool. I want one that's horizontal because we're going to bring in our artwork. So maybe grab this one here. And then I'm assuming we can crop. Can we crop this? Yep, there we go. Look at that. All I want is that middle one there. So let's see how that works. Cool. So we got this. And maybe I like this whole idea of like collage and kind of uniqueness. Now I want to get it further behind. So I'm going to put it behind the stuff here. So it goes behind the circle. And let's bring in one more of our things. So going back to our stuff, and we're going to go back to, we've got our office hours. And then we also have, what was the other one? We just called it
anchor points.
Oh no, I was looking at office hours Behance, I think is what we have, right? Or no?
I was not paying attention.
Yeah. What was the one I made today? Was it Behance office hours or office hours Behance?
It's one of those.
I think it was probably one of those ones. Let's see. Let's go down to office hours. There it is, Behance. And I got one more slide. I always loved our back to school one. This one was cool. So I'm going to bring it right over here. And we can kind of match it to here as well.
Okay, so we're over on my screen. I need a different version of this logo right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come over to Illustrator, and these libraries are all synced. And so what I want to do is I'm going to find my anchor points library right here, and I'm going to drag out this vector, and all I need to do is hold Alt or Option, and it's actually going to just pull out the vectors and not the actual linked file. The way you know the difference is if you pull this out here, it's going to have an X through it. That means that it's the linked file, and anywhere that I put that file, it's going to update and change. But if you hold Alt or Option, it will just bring out the vectors. And so from here, I am going to update this to have these elements on this side be black, and then the rest of it be white. I think this is all just a compound path. So oh, there we go. And the rest of this is going to be white. And from here, I can toss this back into our Creative Cloud library. It is going to sync right there. And watch this. I can come back into Adobe Express, and it's literally already there. I click, it places it, and that looks good. So I can bring this up in the corner right here. And let's say that I did want this to look a little bit different, right? So Nick, maybe we wanted to do like 3 colors on this kind of drop down. Check this out. All I need to do is come into Illustrator, and in this Creative Cloud library, I double click on the asset that I used, and then I can come in here and edit these. So I think I have the colors at the top. Yeah. So let's do this green, I think will be good. And then let's do this nice little like orange. Cool. So when I hit save here, we are editing what is in my Creative Cloud library. So I hit save, it has a random file name, and I close it. Now, when I come back into Adobe Express Beta, it is going to have this little pop-up at the bottom that says, hey, your linked assets should change, and watch what happens. I hit update, and Andrew, hold on, wait for it. There we go. I hit update, and it updated right there. So every single place that this is used, it will update, right? And this is not just in Adobe Express. It will update in Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign. Everywhere that this file has been dragged out as a linked object will update across the board in a second. Well, it takes like 5 seconds, but it will update everything across the board very quickly. And again, I don't really like how that looks, so I am going to change them all to black. All I need to do is double click here, and we are going to change those assets back, save it over here, and dun 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 done right there. I hit update, and boom, updated, boom, boom, and it's black now. So super easy, super quick. And Nick also could have used that, and it would have changed right through. So Nick, what are we doing over here? How are we putting all this in? Run us through your process, because there's a lot going on.
Yeah, I'm just thinking this is our introductory page. We're having some fun with maybe some of the previous episodes in our seasons. I couldn't remember off the top of my hand what else. Do you remember anything else here? What else do we have?
Okay, Creative Basics, Back to School, To the Rescue, Summer Camp. We had Adobe Abroad.
Oh yeah,
Adobe Abroad, Off the Record. We had Max from Max. Max your Max?
Oh yes, Max your Max.
Abroad is spelled wrong.
Yeah.
Fall semester, Back to School. Do you have fall semester on here? No, fall semester. Fall semester was one of our biggest ones.
Yes.
And so if Nick is working on something, he has some fonts picked out, and I want to use those fonts. Check this out. I can come to his page, copy this text box, come back to my page, and just paste it. And now everything stays on brand perfectly without changing. Is Source Sans what we want to use for this? I think so.
Yeah, we were just laughing last week because this is a game changer. We're on the same document in different pages, working in collaboration. You could be anywhere in the world and doing this with somebody else at the same time. Isn't that incredible? I think this collab tool is just the killer.
Yep, I absolutely agree.
Love it.
And I am going to add a little tagline here. If you've watched the show, you know that we like to call ourselves your favorite dumpster fire.
Wonderful.
And I am going to just do maybe an only on Adobe Live kind of thing. And so let's put this.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
And then some subtext. Let's go ahead and duplicate this. I can just click on it and then click right here to duplicate and then do only on Adobe Live.
What is at the bottom of yours? Can you I need your preview again. I'm sorry, bro.
Oh, yes. Here we go. I got it. Everything is going to be okay. Back to Nick's screen. So
there we go. What's at the bottom of your screen? Is it still white or is it the full color of the image?
Oh, mine has a little like swoop on it.
Oh, and that one. Okay,
let me move this up so that we don't have the swoop going off the bottom. We can do this right here. And then that way Nick can kind of seamlessly go through. And then I might even add in like a little gradient or element that kind of comes up so that we have a clean break on this page.
I'm just going to add a square at the bottom of ours in that color. So it's kind of like a nice, so you're bringing colors from mine and I'm going to bring something unique and cool there. So I'm just going to get a shape. We're going to get a square at the top and we'll apply it in that blue. Let's see. There it is.
Okay, cool. And then I'll add a blue runner to the bottom as well.
There we go.
And that way we just have like a blue runner that kind of goes in between both of our pages.
You got it.
So like I said, so Nick is doing that little blue runner right there. And then I am going to do the blue runner as well. And that way we just have something that is in common to kind of push these together. So I'm gonna get elements. You went to shapes, right? Just grabbed a rectangle.
I went to shapes. Yes, grabbed a rectangle. Correct.
Cool. So to change this, I can just grab the color. We're gonna go to the eyedropper tool. Boom, got it. And then pull this down.
Ooh, I want to make sure I am not using the same blue you are. Let's see here.
It is the one out of the library.
There we go. All right, perfect. Nice. So we'll go back here. Got that.
All right, that looks pretty good. I do want something maybe over this. I wonder if I can get like a gradient to cover it up. So let's see if I can do, how would I do that?
Let's see.
Let's not. I think it's fine. Actually, no, hold on.
Hey, hold on.
I don't know if it's going to pull in a gradient. Let's see if I can grab something from, like, create one in Photoshop and then just copy and paste it in.
Yeah.
Like just a little white gradient. I actually think this might work. Let's not get too excited, but also like hype and chat. All right, so I made this gradient. That looks good. Let's go ahead and merge this down into a blank layer. And then I'm going to copy, bring it over into Adobe Express. Everyone cross your fingers and paste. Yeah, it filled in the background. It didn't do PNG. But what I could do very easily is just save this as a PNG. You can upload your own images to Adobe Express. And so I can save this here as a PNG. Just going to name it gradient. Right there. We'll save it. And then I can drag and drop over into Adobe Express. So we have our gradient. I can literally just drag and drop right here. And boom, there's my gradient. So easy workaround. Easy.
Look at us. Look at us.
Nick, did you start a new page?
Yeah, I started. I'm on 3.
Nick's like, I'm done, so you can keep going. I haven't even like finished one page yet.
I like kind of like coming to a point where I'm thinking, I think I got enough. There's maybe a few little add-ons, but I had an idea of just kind of going, let's go back here. We did such great photography back in the day with your buddy David. We should give him a nice shout out.
Oh yes,
right?
David Fouts. If you don't follow David Fouts, go follow David Fouts. I believe his Instagram is just David Fouts.
There you go.
Our moderator will put it in chat. Our moderator will put it in chat. They'll find it. David Fouts Photography, I think.
So again, like we had such cool photography here. I'm going to just try something kind of unique here. Maybe a nice kind of like page with a quote or something. So I need to go back, get in a little bit of some elements. Well, we've got a tall box here. Can bring this in. I believe it's our color, correct? Is this our color?
Yes.
Looks like it is. All right. I'm going to go back to my little cheat sheet here. I brought some cool stuff here. So I'm looking for a fun little sentence we can put here. One of our key features about office hours. I love having copy pre-done so we can go right back to the design process. And definitely it's not kind of slowing you down. You can have a little fun. We're going to go add new text. Definitely don't want it that big. I'm going to go for maybe 80. See how that looks. Cool. And we'll add select all and paste. There we go. We have our quote. Oh, it's actually a lot bigger than I thought here. So let's go
boom, boom.
to 30. Oh, it went to 300. Let's go to 30. Cool.
It's information that you need to know, and you need to know it right now at maximum volume.
Exactly.
So as Nick puts that in, I do want to show you something over on my screen. This is a great hack to use. I've used this as a linked asset. Nick is using it too on his. And so with our shared library, I want to make sure that we can collaborate. But it is the wrong color. I don't want to make another version of it. And so all I need to do is I can come to effects. I can go to duotone. And if it is one color, it has highlights and shadows, and both of those are the same color. So I'm going to sample the shadows with the blue and the highlights with the blue, and now it's blue. And so you can change the color really easily if something's one color by just dragging it over. And then maybe I want to do nice, like a little swoop right here over Nick. I think it's kind of fun. Move this maybe over the phone. I think that looks pretty good. And I'm okay here with this being kind of the intro page. So I just want to make sure that I am good with Nick's page as well. So let's go to page 2. All right.
I'm feeling it.
Not mad about it.
Yeah, it looks good. Let's go back here. I'm going to bring in some of those. So you are using, we've got some blue ones too. So I'm going to bring those. Maybe I'll use the green ones on this one. Those are such fun things to have when you just need to kind of keep consistency in some kind of a design.
Oh yeah, just some little squiggles.
Exactly.
Yep.
I love that. So we'll go back to anchor points.
So
find our squiggles here.
While Nick does this and builds out some of the other points, I am going to bring this to life by animating it. So the first thing that I could do, I could just go to download and we could download a PNG. We can download all of these pages to upload them to our case study. But I want to add a little bit of animation because I know that I'll probably use that in the future. So I'm going to grab each of these individual pieces and click on animation right here. And let's go in and let's have this. Ooh, I think bungee was kind of fun. Let's see if we can bungee to the right. Yeah. Oh yeah, a little bounce. Little bounce. I liked it. So we can have that kind of bounce in from the side. And then all the rest of these pieces, I actually am just going to animate them sliding in. So we can go to animation and we can do slide. Where are you? There we go. Drift.
Ooh.
Let's do slide. There's more energy with slide.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do 1 second, strong to the right. Looks good. So I'm going to grab all of these and just apply that nice little slide animation here. Where are we? Slide 1 second to the right. Great. And then slide to the left. Slide to the right. Crisscross. Okay. So now when I play this animation down here, watch what happens. Everything slides in at the same time. I don't want that. So I'm going to click on show layer timing, which is right underneath our timeline. It's covered up a little bit by our overlay, but right underneath our timeline. Let's see if I can, yeah. You can just grab that. And as you click on these, you can adjust the timing. So I want that to come in last, your favorite dumpster fire to come in a little bit later, and then office hours to come in a little bit later than that. So with that timing, you just click on each of them and you can adjust where the timing is. Now when you hit play, boom, you can see everything comes in together. And I actually want these to come in a little bit differently. So I'm going to go down here and just click to grab these and pull them out a little bit more to adjust that timing. All right, so now let's play and see what happens. Yeah, cool. Maybe I want our photo to come in as well. So I'm just going to click on the background, click on this photo, and let's animate it. We're going to have it swoop in from the other side.
Always good.
to the left.
Isn't this a really cool way to add motion to particularly the first glance of a project? I think everyone's looking for some bit of motion in these case studies. And if you're like me and you do not do any, here's a great way to do it. You're having so much fun doing it the simplest way in Express. This is so much fun.
Yep, absolutely. Pop. Cool. I think pop is good there. And then here we're going to do the same thing. We'll just do pop. And then I'm going to adjust the timing on those, probably bring it way out here. All right, and let's play our first thing. And again, it's keeping all the multiplies, all of your blending modes, all that stuff. And now it is animated. We're going to hit play and watch what happens.
Bam. The bounce.
So fun.
Bounce is so good.
The bounce is so good. And I can even move this down a little bit because I didn't like the spacing there. And it's not going to affect anything, which is really cool. So I'm going to hit play here and boom.
Should we build this?
Yeah, let's do it. Really fun animation. Yeah. Oh yeah, we only got 10 minutes left.
Yeah,
Nick, you've been listening too slow. All right, so what we're gonna do is let's go ahead and export these. And I'm going to export them very easily and very quickly by just clicking on download. We are going to go to all pages, and then I am going to do just PNG. That's gonna do all images. So we hit download and watch what happens. Ba, boo, ba. Behance project.zip.
Boom.
Right? Pretty cool. We're going to come over to Behance. I'm going to do share your work. And from here, I'm going to open up my project. I need to zip it first.
There we go.
There we go. And you can see here, I have my 3 images. And I think I'm just going to cross my fingers and YOLO. I think I can drag and drop these. I'm not going to. Yeah, I can click on image right here. And then I'll just go to downloads and look at that Behance project. And we are going to select each of these individually. So we're going to go open. There we go. We've got 1. Then we're going to hover below, grab that picture. 2. Then hover below, and 3.
3.
Right there. And Nick, you do a little hack. What is the hack that you do over here on Behance as you build?
Oh, right now?
Yes.
So technically what I do is I go to settings, I believe.
Styles.
Or style, and we get rid of spacing.
Yes.
So it has a preset, and the minute you slide that over, look at that. Those are 2 slide ups. Guys, we just created a case study. Look at this.
Yep, it was not the right blue.
But that's cool.
Yes, so
it looks
really
great.
cool. Now, let's say that I wanted to add some motion and some funness to this top image.
Let's see what we do here.
So I'm going to go ahead and do download. And from here, I'm going to do selected page. And we're going to do MP4 and hit download. So it is going to download that as a video, which I could upload to Behance as a video as kind of the header. But I don't want to do that. What I'm going to do is I am going to convert it to a GIF. I just did so much stuff with my hands that you guys couldn't see.
Where would you do that? Where would you do that?
I would go to Legacy, the current Adobe Express, and just express.adobe.com.
Yeah.
It has a really, really great feature here called Quick Actions. And in the Quick Actions, I can go to video and then do convert to GIF. And from here, I'm going to browse on my device, go to that download, find my Behance project right there. We're going to open, and this is our conversion. So I'm going to do medium for now and hit download. So it's going to process this video, is going to convert it to a GIF, and then I'll be able to throw that into my Behance project to like add a little zazz, add a little spice. If I wanted to, I could upload my own video here as well. That would be easy and no problem to do. So
maybe for the top one, we thought the GIF would be cool because it'll auto run, correct?
Yes.
There you go.
Yes, he said confidently without knowing the answer. Yeah, so we have it downloaded. Let's go back to our project. And I do want to delete this. So what I'm going to do...
Replace it.
Yeah, I'm going to replace this image. And then we're going to go to our little GIF right here. We're going to hit open.
Cross your fingers, everybody.
Okay, it did it. The sizing is weird, but that's fine. I think that I can actually adjust the sizing here.
Go to full width?
Yes.
Let's see what happens.
1140 pixels wide. Okay. So what happened was it converted it, but it made it small.
Gotcha.
Okay, that's fine.
It's working.
It's working. So let's go ahead and yeah, I'm going to replace this. Actually, I'm just going to delete it, and we're going to do a video up here, which will be fine. So we're going to go over on the right, do video or audio. We are going to upload that MP4 right there. Hit open.
As we do, I'm gonna change that color so we got that. You can upload the third one again too.
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah. And also, as he's doing the exporting, PNG is a great tip because they're going to be automatically RGB, not CMYK.
Yep.
Always a good tip.
And what's cool is as you're working, Nick is making this update right now live. I can just grab this and replace. So if you make an issue, if there's a typo, you don't have to redo the whole thing. And Nick, also, there is a typo on abroad. It says without an A. You need an R-O-A-D. R-O-A-D, yep. Which, again, we're live collaborating, so I could have gone in and changed that and just fixed it.
We're good.
So,
go, guys.
Which... Again, Nick doesn't need to send me anything. I didn't even think about this. Nick doesn't need to update or send me anything. I can literally just come over here and be like, download a PDF or a PNG of this page.
And the blue on page 3 is correct too.
Thank you, Nick.
And the great thing is they should just replace the old ones, correct?
Yep.
That you had.
I can come in here and I can go to replace image, and then we can go. This one I think is the one we need to replace. Adobe Abroad. There we go. Spelling is corrected. This one, same thing here. We can go to replace, and boom, we are updated with the right blue. Boom, nice. Good to go. Magic. So while this is loading, Nick, I want to go back to your screen and have you take us through one of your case studies and kind of just like click through so we can see how you're breaking them and how you're building out those case studies.
Oh, wonderful. Do you want to see just any one of these here within the...
anything on your profile. Because your case studies are really, really good.
Oh, well, thank you, sir. We'll go back here to the profile. One of my favorite ones was this Simply Free. This was an overall umbrella brand, but it had multiple brands within it. Everything in here is from like Adobe stock. So even though we have tons of packaging and branding in here, when I needed pictures of salads and fruit and all these different things, these were all from Adobe stock, just brought in. I love to tell the story more than just show my work, but take them through the process here.
Yes, and I'm going to hold you right there.
Yeah, go for it.
Because if you're working in Adobe Express and laying out over in Adobe Express, you can literally go to media, and then let's say that I wanted like a computer mouse.
There it is.
All I need to do is click here and everything will come up for whatever you're searching for. The little crown means that you need to have a Creative Cloud subscription, but we can click and we can remove background. And now we have a little mouse for our case study.
Trail? Put it on the trail. Put it above on the
other way.
Totally. Love that. That looks killer.
Yep. Shrink it down.
Perfect.
And there we go. It's flying away. So super easy to incorporate those extra elements if you're working in Adobe Express. That's a little more difficult actually to do if you're working in Illustrator or Photoshop. It's all right here as you build those case studies. Okay, continue on, Nick.
Perfect. So we got here a little bit of the brand, the breakdown of the elements. I love putting in lifestyle images all the time. You gotta show context. Love that. And then we get into all of the different ones. So how we do it is we kind of introduce it with a quote, and then it goes into the salad dressings. We introduce the yogurts by showing a little bit more here of how it can be used, and then we get into the yogurts. Next, we get into some of the things that are more on the fitness side. So again, you bring in beautiful stock photography with great quotes all about that these are rich in protein. So we get this idea of how we're going into it. We get into the indulging kind of side with these kind of like chocolate spreads. And then we get into one that's even more keto based as well. But the beauty here is, guys, it's kind of like a 3 to 4 repeated square, and you just kind of change and update it based on whatever it might be. And then the last one here is their vegan egg and all of its benefits and things like that. This is where you can really kind of help sell the product, not just your design. All of these were done in Adobe Dimension as well. So I love getting to use all the other apps to really do a well-rounded and robust case study like this.
Yes. Really which, speaking of 3D tools, we actually have the ability to upload 3D tools and prototypes, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
So actually, let's see, where is... I want this to go full. Why is it not going full? All right, we're gonna come back to my screen. I'll just show you the video that updated. Again, this was an experimental workflow that we were not fully confident was gonna work, but here we are. So we've got our little video up here that animates into the case study. I don't know why it's not full width, but you can animate and create a kind of cool little extra piece when you come into your case study with the animation in Adobe Express. You also have the ability to do 3D files and prototypes, which is really cool. So you can do stuff that is interactive here on your case study. And so Nick, I'm gonna have you keep going through yours, and I'm gonna try to find a 3D case study just so we can see what that looks like when it is in a project.
I'd love to find that. That would be kind of cool. I do change the kind of experience for each one of these. I might change the font, or I might do something a little bit different pending the actual project itself. This was a complete rebrand of a historic restaurant, so I wanted to show the old versus the new. So it was kind of fun to kind of get in here, show off the entire brand assets, everything from the custom colors of the brand itself. And then you get into all these fun, beautiful applications and the shots that we took throughout the process of making it. You can see here, you can do full grids, have a blast, go back into it. I know you're a fan of this too. You want to give the eye a little bit of a break sometimes, right? You want to have a lot of color, a lot of photos in a grid, then give yourself a little break with like the white background, and then you can go right back in to beautiful photography as well. Some of these are real and some of these are not. So it's kind of like you're the only one that knows, which is kind of fun. I love doing things like this. We've learned from a lot of great resources that we look at. We've shared with you a ton of really great design studios. What do they do in their case studies? Well, you could do the same thing. And this was just a fun little layout. I had all this stuff designed. Why not put it in a duotone kind of like color on color little banner and show off these things? I think individually, I really wouldn't have the place for them, but it's fun to do that.
Yep.
And then we put in all the packaging, you name it,
everything
all the way down to applications and apparel.
So many pieces. So that is the magic of Behance. Come on over. Join us. The Behance is happening, and we want to see you over on Behance posting your works in progress. Tag us. Let us know what you're working on. Let us know if you want feedback. And I think that's going to be, I couldn't find a 3D project, so maybe we'll show you another time.
We'll do that next week.
Stick around. There's more great content coming up right after this. Actually, there's not. Come back tomorrow and watch more content. Leave your comments down below if you're watching on YouTube, and we'll see you next week for another great episode of Adobe Office Hours. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.